Servus und hallo, welcome to this new weekly vlog where I tell you all about my business and how it's going. It is going swimmingly. I am currently printing my Voron parts. This is the test cube that I printed before sending it off. It has some, I don't know if the camera picks it up, but come on, focus. Yes, it has some horizontal lines, which I am fine with. It just needs to work. I've already printed all the accent parts in my desired accent color, which is a forest green, very close to the transparent HD glass PETG that I originally bought with the ABS. Accent parts are done. I'm currently printing all the main body parts in the black. It is going right now. I will show you when we go downstairs. Then I've got my hands on this. This is a Pi Zero. This is also a Pi Zero. This is my original Pi Zero WH with the GPIO pins soldered onto the board. And this is a Raspberry Pi Zero 2. I've got another thing common. Isn't it? Was that Judas Priest? Some of the old metal bands. The Raspberry Pi Zero 2 is rated for Octoprint and it can decode 1080p 30 fps webcam footage, which means that I will upgrade my SVO3 with one of these. The other one will go into my Artillery Genius because I found a config for it, and so I don't need to find out what Artillery used for the things because they have their own mainboard and it prints very well, especially in the heated environment. The accent parts were about an 8-hour print. I printed as a test, I printed the Voron cube, and after that I printed the main one of the main body parts. It has some zits, but if it works, it works. I will reprint these parts with my V0 anyways. The main objective of the V0 will be printing ABS and especially Voron printed parts. I'm still figuring out painting and setting everything up. I forgot to give my... there was no vlog last week because we had a Halloween party on Saturday and I had to organize with my girlfriend, and I also had some uni things to do, so it was no vlog for you. But in the meantime, when you didn't hear from me, I printed not only one, but 2 Draco liches for my friend. It was his birthday, and I printed those for him. I still need to fill them with milliput and then paint them, essentially, with basing and all that. I'm figuring out whether offering bundles. The first one I have will be called the Orc Smasher bundle, and it will be 12 orcs and 2 ogres. Essentially, it's an encounter bundle that has a variety of minis in it that you could purchase, because I did the math for an adventures kit. I started with the Icebire Peak, and that was around 200 miniatures that you need for maximum. And that is very expensive for a customer, so I think I will not be doing that, but doing smaller bundles, and that's also easier to keep in stock. Planning on having all these at least one of these bundles in stock at any given point. That may be hard to do, but it gives the customer a shorter shipping time, because I don't have to print it, then wait for it to drip, wash it, cure it, paint it, and then send it off. I can just send it off and then work on getting the next thing in, like the next bundle. But I still have to figure out how to store them. Painting is not really an issue. I'm not that bad of a painter, especially if you see them on the table. Like, it's at least more than 15 centimeters away, and most of my paint jobs are really good for that. And for the bigger models, planning on recruiting a friend that is a very good painter. But I still have to figure things out with him. My V0 kit is not here yet, sadly. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll sometimes see me pinging Wolfgang from Caribou 3D, where I ordered my kit from. And yeah, I think I will ask again. And that was the signal to go downstairs again and check on my print that I'm doing for my other channel, actually. So come with me. And I am working on making a couple of short videos regarding resin printing and some common issues I find with people needing help and asking a lot of questions. That's because I'm in the official 3D printing Discord, and I'm in the resin channels mostly. The basement has changed a bit. As you can see, there's more space now, and little space is occupied by the enclosure that I built. It still needs some figuring out, especially the door, because it works for ABS. It prints beautifully, and I can even show you it printing right now. Beautiful, beautiful Voron prints. These are just the lug tables from IKEA, where I glued and hot glued some expanded polystyrene on and drilled a hole with a Bowden adapter to feed the filament through. We had to get like a new water, like the thing that counts how much water you use. We had to get that updated, so my parents kind of cleaned out the basement, which we are doing anyway currently. And my mom lost my Capricorn Bowden tube, and now I'm sad. Doing a video for my lab, German lab channel with 3D printed props. This is a raven skull with some markings in it. I wanted to do such a video for a while on the other channel, and that's why I will do it now. I have another great thing, and that is soon I will be selling NFAB pieces in 2 different sizes. One fits the Mars 2 Pro and everything smaller than that, and the other one is for the bigger printers, especially Saturn, Epexy 10 and all the others. But I still have to figure out what we want to do, like with the ends and oddities. Like if I buy 1,000 of them, I could ship them over to America and we could sell those in the States as well. One of these sheets costs, the smaller size costs around 2 euros to produce, and it gets already pre-cut with foil on top and on the bottom, so it doesn't scratch up. That's really great. We just have to figure out buying, shipping and the price, because the lowest that FEP film goes for is like $3 or $4, and I'm thinking about like 5 or 6 euros, which is probably fine. Other news, the SU3 still in parts. I printed something. I printed these, not these, X-carriage that a friend made. I will link it in the description if you have an SU1 or SU3. This was printed out of Das Filament PTG, where I bought a really big spool. This is a 2.6 kilo spool of gray PTG, which I bought to print all the enclosure things and also the assortment cabinets for the bases. I will print it all in the gray, and I also got some, it's almost similar to my green ABS, green PTG for handles and other things, but this is a lot less, so I will probably only print the handles, and it will be a wide variety of filaments and colors, but I just need a big assortment system. Already printed a couple of these containers. All that's left is essentially to tear down the old, not tear down, but take out the old system and put in the new and print some more bases. The sad thing is that the black resin is rarely in stock. I'm almost having problems sourcing it. I'm talking to some injection molding companies about injection molding these bases, like the most sizes that I need. Like most people either buy 25, 32, 50, 75 or 100, probably what's going on, and all the other sizes will be 3D printed until I get all the other miscellaneous sizes set up with the injection molding things. I'm also planning on maybe doing the cavalry bases, also selling those, but it's not a lot, kind of harder to do that. On the mini orders have been very great actually. I had a guy like order one, like 2 minis, and 2 weeks after order 2 minis again, which is pretty nice for me. It's slowly creeping up, which I'm happy about. I'm kind of afraid of the Christmas season, because people tend to buy a lot of things, and also the premium minis get bought more often, because I guess we Germans like quality. Yeah, videos will be kind of hard to shoot because my studying engineering is really hard. It equates to 9 hours a day of moderate work, and yes, you can figure out why that's a bad thing. If you want to run a business, run 2 YouTube channels, and also have a life and everything else. One thing I almost forgot. My dad likes to keep everything that we once had, which is a bad thing if you need space, but it's a good thing because sometimes you find very great things. We used to have a waterbed when in our other place before we moved, and this means we have a waterbed heater. This is a 300 watt heating mat, which was originally made to keep the water of the heated bed warm. The good thing is it has a temperature setting and it goes up to 36 degrees, and what that kind of implies is, and I tested it, it still works, it stops at the designated temperature. I will put this heating mat into my resin printer's enclosure to keep it at 25 degrees probably. I will insulate it with the styrene too, you cannot see. With this styrene, still have enough. If I don't have enough, I can just go into the hardware store and buy more. I'm looking forward to having a reliable print area again, because you can also print faster if your resin is warmer. One weird thing that I've encountered is when I turn on the satin, let me show you. Obviously need the gloves. I know that my screen is dirty. You will see it when I have removed those. That doesn't even look half bad in the camera. I have changed nothing in the firmware or anything, but if you turn it on, I don't know if you can see, but the screen slightly turns on and it gets warm. Like, this is not on, and if we turn it on properly, it looks like this. Like, this is properly on, and this is just this heating mode. And the weird thing is, I have never heard of that. It works. That's the weird thing. I printed the Draco liches one after another. I printed for 2 days straight. The 2 wing parts and the 2 bodies. I printed the heads and tail separately for faster printing. But then it turned out we paused D&D, sadly. It's weird because it doesn't cure the resin that's in the vat, and it just heats it up, which is really good but really confusing to me. If you've encountered that issue, please let me know in the comments. So that's it for today. I hope you found this video entertaining. I will go to edit it now and film some more videos for you to enjoy. I hope you print something and that you have no print failures. I will see you in the next video. Tschüss und auf Wiedersehen.